Okay, this is funny because somebody requested that I do a Q&A and I had no idea what to focus on. So I went to my good and trusted friend ChatGPT that came up with a list of questions that I'll answer. The first question: what's a random fun fact that people would like to know about you? There are many random fun facts actually, and I think one is I used to be a flight attendant. Yeah. And I was a flight attendant for a very long time. It was extremely enjoyable. I traveled so much and I loved it. And I love people I met while I was a flight attendant up to this day. Another random fun fact is I used to know French. I do not know French anymore. Next is, where did you grow up and what was it like? I grew up in Nairobi, Kenya. It was great. It was the 80s and 90s. It was a fun time. I mean, there was no internet. It was super quiet. I have a huge family, so we interacted together, played together, fought, the usual. We're all girls, so it made for quite entertaining times, and we're very close to this day. Another question: if you could live anywhere in the world, where would you choose? This is super easy. I would live in Cape Town, South Africa. I love Cape Town. And if you don't like Cape Town, please don't let me know why. I want it to remain this way. I love that place. It's beautiful. It was one of the first holidays I paid for to go by myself, and it had a great impact on me because from living in Nairobi, I moved and I saw a way different way to live in Cape Town, and from that moment I was just in awe. Next, what's your all-time favorite movie or TV show? My favorite movie is The Departed with Leonardo DiCaprio and Matt Damon. The dialogue in that movie is just insane and it's pretty quick, but I love that movie. I understand it's a remake from a Japanese movie. I'm not so sure, but I love Departed. I can start watching it at any point, even 5 minutes before the end, and I'll still be just like, wow, this is a good movie. Are you a morning person or a night owl? Well, with my current job, I've been forced to become a sort of morning person. I wake up at 5 a.m. and I work till afternoon. So being a night owl, there's no option for that. In my ideal life, I will continue waking up at 5 a.m. and I'll be able to take an afternoon nap. Those afternoon naps really hit. And then you continue working at night. That would be my ideal life. But now I have to be a morning person whether I like to or not because of the nature of my job. Do you have weird talents or hidden skills? I don't know. That would be fun to find out. What's your favorite way to spend a day off? I spend my day off with my family, just being together, either at home or out. That's just a perfect day for me because they're happy, I'm happy. It's great. And if you could instantly learn any new skill, what should that be? I think I'd really like to play the guitar. I tried when I was younger, and then my fingers started paining because you have to really press the strings in to be able to get the sound from the guitar that you want, and I really was not into that. But I would like to play the guitar. I think they're really cool. Let's see. What's one food you could eat every day without getting tired of it? Super simple, ceviche. I love that stuff. And if I could make it, I'd be so excited. But I know that's how you kill things when you overdo them. So maybe I don't want to now to make it. But ceviche, the perfect food. Are you more of a planner or do you prefer to go with the flow? Unfortunately, I'll have to say I'm a planner. Is it unfortunate? I'm a planner. I do not like being called for, events and things that take up my time and there's no structured plan, I feel crazy. But of course, if I'm on holiday, I go with the flow. But I like a good plan. Let's see. What's one goal you're really working toward right now? Oh, that's super easy. My YouTube channel. Before I started it, clearly I had a lot of time that I was wasting. But now, on my free time, I'm thinking, what's a good topic to cover? What is something that's interesting that I'd like to talk about? An interesting place I'd like to shoot at. Interesting everything. Now my mind is in YouTube completely during my free time. Do you have any pets? No. If I had one, it would be a cat. I love cats. Let's see. What's the favorite place you've ever traveled to? Again, the best place I've traveled to is Cape Town, based on the reasons that's mentioned earlier. What's a book, movie, or person that really inspired you? A book, let me say, a book that really it's inspired me was So Long a Letter by Mariam Abba. She's a Senegalese writer, and I read that book when I was just out of high school. It's a lovely book. She was a Senegalese intellectual, and I loved how she wrote it. It's very short. If you can find it, read it. And you will understand the lives of African women if that's something that's of interest to you. Not all African women though, disclaimer. If you could switch lives with anyone for a day, who would it be and why? I don't know, maybe Oprah. She looks like her life is calm and peaceful and nice, and she's just living her best life. I think I'd like a day as Oprah for sure. What's one thing on your bucket list? Again, it involves Cape Town. I want to drive from my home city, Nairobi, to Cape Town. That is on my bucket list. I've written it down. It's happening at some point. If you want to drive with me, let me know. Okay. How would you describe your personal style? That's a good one because I've never thought about it. One of my sisters told me once that I dress comfortable chic. I like that. I was like, I like that term. I can take that. What's the best gift you've ever received? I think one of the best gifts I've ever received was a leather-bound journal, and I received it from my husband, and I didn't write in it for years. It was just staring at me blankly, but I've recently began journaling, and I love it. I don't journal daily. I wish I was that person. I'm not. But when I do journal, that's where I put down my thoughts and my dreams, and I love him for giving it to me. Do you have any guilty pleasures? TV shows? Yes. I watched Succession on HBO, and that was the best show ever. I'm still waiting for something to top it. I still think about it. It was so intense then, and the way they spoke was so good, and they used such words that I'd never heard of. Sometimes I made a list of the words that I didn't understand in Succession, and I would look through their meaning. Am I reading weird? Maybe, I don't know. What's your favorite way to stay active or exercise? To stay active is walk. I walk a lot. When I'm picking my daughter from school, coming home, there's a lot of walking involved. My job as a chef, we are constantly on the move, constantly. Like a day where I do not hit 10,000 steps is rare. So that's how I keep active. I do want to begin strength training more. That's on the list. If if you could master one hobby, what would it be? Again, the guitar. Yeah, that would be it. I don't know if there are any other questions, but I think that was very comprehensive. I'd never thought of some of those questions before. If there are any other questions you'd like to ask me, please just write it in the comments and I'll respond in due course. So thank you for watching, and bye-bye. How could I forget? What's the best piece of advice you've ever gotten? And I think for me, one I've taken home and I've been remembering recently is whether you can or you can't, or whether you say you can or you can't, you're right. It's up to you to decide.